We are now on to April 21st. That's the day after. Oh, like that. Oh, hold on here. Excuse me. Hang with me. That's not bad. All right. Dig it. So, oh no, never mind. I'm sorry. Well, that's a good thing nobody's here yet. Hold on. We're going to get this right. Ooh, what's this 8mm? Huh? That's creepy. This makes me think of that movie, 8mm. All right. We'll go back to normal. Sorry. So what's up, man? Tim? Dan? Patrick? Woody? Spud? Mary? Anybody? Dude, I don't know where you live, but it's snowing outside right now. They're claiming we might get like 1 to 3 inches. It's April 21st. You know, just the other day it was like the high 70s and sunny. Had the air conditioner running, as you may be able to hear. The furnace is on right now, and let's go out and fucking cover up the strawberries. Good news is though, I don't know how dandelions do with snow. Hopefully it puts a nice beating on the dandelions. Wonder here. I do got one problem now. The live chat. I don't know if I don't catch it here when I'm looking at the chat on the phone. It just goes away rather quickly. I have a monitor in front of me. That'll be all right. Anybody? There we go. Hey, what's up, Rick? I said Rick Moranis just for a second. What's happening, man? Nothing, man. Out the end of April covering up strawberries because of it snowing. Hey, what's up, DH? I did. Big time. Started late last night, as you saw, and it continued that. And then, but really, I don't know. Since I got a late start, it'll probably be even more brief than oh boy, I sure hope Spud shows up, even if it's brief. But I don't even know. Maybe it's not that crazy of a thought. But man, DH, man, you're probably the wrong age for this. But when I'm on these streaming services, I really like a lot of movies from the late '80s, early mid '90s, just like Spaceballs, Goonies, I don't know, Airplane, just like a lot of movies, Back to the Future, whatever it is. All those movies, I just feel like, wow, I know this movie. I saw this a lot. And I don't know if it was just like, as opposed to like a movie from 2014 that's really good. Like I just saw The Aviator the other day on a streaming service. Actually free on YouTube right now, The Aviator. But then I just realized every movie from the 2000s till now, even if it's a great movie, not very many of them have I seen over and over and over again, where I could just like remember quotes, remember scenes. Mary and I watched Ghost over the weekend. It was like we were shouting out the Whoopi Goldberg lines before she would even say them. And I guess it's just maybe because there was fewer options back then. Whatever they put on TBS or HBO, you just kind of had to watch, and you'd watch it over and over again. Or maybe it was just, instead of having a streaming service with 500 movies, maybe you just owned a couple on DVD or VHS. I do definitely the like Home Alone was a VHS we had around our house. The original Rocky. Can't remember. So those are two that definitely jump out at me that we had on VHL. Ferris Bueller's Day Off. Just something you could always pop in the VCR and just watch it over and over and over again. And I guess maybe that's kind of gone. There's so many good TV shows now too. It was back then. It wasn't movies weren't competing with Breaking Bad or South Park or Game of Thrones or Barry or just whatever it is. Invincible. And I don't know. So the stream, I'm big. I'm pro streaming service though. Even the shitty streaming services have some good movies. I got streaming through the movies on Peacock, man. They got some good stuff. Paramount, even free YouTube, man, it's got some good stuff right now. And then obviously Netflix, HBO Max. I would say for movies, Max might be number one. So I don't know. I like DH. I noticed you said them older movies. Maybe that was it. Maybe it's just the older movies were better. There are some newish 2000s comedy. The Big Lebowski, that's one that I've watched over and over and over again. Although that's pushing it all the way back, or at least into DVDs at that point. Streaming services were not around yet. Maybe the Born Identity, that was one. Hey, what's up, Woody B? What's happening, my man? We're just kind of talking, and again, Woody B, you're probably not the right age either. I'm just thinking about when I was younger, going back to the late 80s, early 90s, how the movies back then, you just seem to watch them over and over and over again, or I don't know, maybe they're just more memorable. Okay, Austin Powers, okay. Yeah, I could see that. That was 90s, right? At least the first Austin Powers was. So maybe that's it either. Maybe even like the great movies nowadays just aren't that great. I think The Men Who Stare at Goats, that's a comedy I've watched multiple times. The Sixth Sense, I watched a bunch of times. Mm, I don't know. So there are some, I guess, more modern ones, but yeah. What was that, Woody? Well, I watched what over and over again? Are you saying back then you did? Ah, The Big Lebowski. Yes, yes, right. Oh, is that one you watched over and over again, Rick? Being John Malkovich? You know, that's one I've actually only seen like one time. There's a lot of really good movies. I probably saw them once and never again. I don't know what's up with that. There's just too many now, I guess. I guess that's what it is. There's just too many options now, and you have a great series always to watch, really. Although right now there's really not a current one that's oh, Woody, that was your movie you watched over and over again. My most watched movie ever might be maybe Rocky, maybe maybe Rocky, because that's one. And then after, not only do we have it like around the house from like my earliest memories, we had like our was like maybe that might have been our first movie, like when my family got a VCR or something. I don't know. And then because it just seems like the Rocky VHS was always around. Then we moved on to DVDs. I got my own copy of the DVD Rocky, and then it's always on some streaming service at some point. I think a couple years back it was a freebie on YouTube. Right now, HBO Max has got all the Rocky stuff right now. Ah, nice. Oh, Stripes. Stripes was a classic one. Yep. Mary and I watched The Money Pit the other day. That was a good old comedy. That was one I probably hadn't seen in forever. But sometimes it's like, yeah, I'm a little torn. Like I watched Invasion of the Body Snatcher. That was the first time I had ever seen that. That was a freebie on YouTube. It's like I'm always torn. Like, do I go back and watch an old movie that I've seen before? Do I go back and watch an old classic movie that I've never seen? That's always just been a part. Hey, what's up, Bob K? And yeah, it's just been a day and a half. Yeah, just been a day and a half, Bob K. Not that bad. And then no, a little. I got a greasy physique, man. What do you want from me? I don't know. Or yeah, I don't know. There's just like probably a lot of good movies. I could probably get on one of these streaming services and watch movies that came out in 2019, 2020. I feel like I've watched more movies that came out so far in 2021 than I did all of 2020. I spent 2020 basically watching all the Marvel movies, and I don't know what else I watched. I don't know what movies did I watch. I don't know what I watched in 2020. I just remember that Marvel marathon. It was unbelievable during the shutdown. It was perfect, and I mean that's a lot of movies to watch. Watch several of them several times. That's okay. Those are some newer movies. One of the Spider-Mans in that series, I think it was the one with Michael Keaton. I watched it at least twice, probably three times, probably four. I'm just a little embarrassed to admit that I watched it four fucking times. All right. Hey, there was nothing to do. You weren't allowed to leave your house. Mike DeWine was going to get me. So then, and several others, Black Panthers. I think the second Avengers I liked a lot. And I don't know. The original Iron Man. That was the only one I think I ever saw at a theater that I can recall. Ant Man. I saw Ant Man. I got a review of Ant Man on this channel. Unbelievable. It was the only Marvel movie I went to see at a theater and reviewed on the Zappa 20 channel. Had me. I'm sure I mentioned to getting a soft pretzel. If I didn't, I'd be really disappointed in myself. You watch Beetlejuice now. See, yeah, Beetlejuice is one. Now, even though I took like an 18-year gap where I didn't watch Beetlejuice, when we finally rewatched Beetlejuice several months ago, yeah, I remembered just everything basically, and still funny too. So yeah, Beetlejuice probably. I don't ever remember owning Beetlejuice though. It was probably one of the movies that was always on the Superstation or HBO or Cinemax or something. Probably. Uh, then there was a time I was house sitting for this lady, and I never had cable, or I hadn't had cable for a while living in my apartment. So when I would go over to her house, I would just like crash on HBO and Showtime and Cinemax. That was probably, I don't know what kind of movies were coming out then. Knowing then, I probably just watched the same old stuff over and over again. Ooh, I don't know. 3 Days of the Condor. That sounds familiar, but no, I don't think I have of it. Obviously, if I'm just saying that sounds familiar. There's probably some movies I've seen at some time and forgot. See, what was that movie called? What was that old Andrew Dice Clay movie? Ford Fair, The Adventures of Ford Fairlane. I think I saw that about 12 times when I was probably too young to be watching it. Didn't matter. I still watched it. Clint Eastwood, I fucked him. It was an amazing movie. Gilbert Gottfried was in that sucker, I believe. Redford, huh? Seeing the other day, two dudes. I used to watch movies with just people. Like I watched. There was a time when I got on like a Denzel kick. Anything Denzel was in, I'd watch. I did that, I believe, with Robert Duvall. I was like, man, it seems like everything Robert Duvall's in is good. So I started looking out other Robert Duvall movies. And then there was the Gene Hackman era. It was like, man, everything Gene Hackman's in is good. Like this guy just does good stuff. Mary mentioned Leo the other day. That he was a guy there for a while you could almost count on. I haven't done that lately, though. I don't know if there's somebody out there right now. Maybe Scarlett Johansson, although she's been wrapped up with, it seems like, Marvel stuff forever. I know she's been doing other things in between, but I'd pretty much watch about anything she did. I don't know if she still has that street cred with old F Zappa 20 or not. We better watch it, ScarJo. You better keep your career in order, ScarJo. You're going to lose my approval. Hey, Yost! Don't worry, Mary's not sleeping. She's in Columbus. I'm not going to wake her up. See, I can do that and everything. So, we all agree that movies fucking suck now and they were better in the 70s and 80s. Is that right? Fat cloud alert. And I saw something that I might check. I think it's a freebie on YouTube, or maybe it was on Max. There's a movie called Traitor, I think, with Don Cheadle. But if I don't have to might look this again. If anybody's got a device or a computer handy, look. I think Steve Martin wrote it. I was like, wait a minute, Steve Martin wrote that movie? It doesn't seem like a comedy. Hey, what's up, Bouncing Soul? Sitting here talking about, maybe somebody here knows. I think it's called Traitor with Don Cheadle. Kind of looks like an action suspense type movie just based on the cover, but it was written by Steve Martin. I know Steve Martin's a man of many talents, but I didn't know he was writing those kind of movies. Maybe it is a comedy. I don't know. So I may check that out again. Let me double check that and see if it was like that Steve Martin for one. And oh, hell yeah, Woody. Damn, leaving Texas. Wonder what life would have been like if Janice had stayed in Texas, and never left and just stayed there. Hey, what's up, Tim? There he is. What's up, Matthew? Ah, The Jerk. That was a good one. Now, The Jerk, I'm embarrassed to say I went way too long in life without seeing The Jerk. I think I was way too young, maybe the first time I was introduced to it. And it seemed stupid or something. I don't know. I didn't like it. So then years later, I watched The Jerk kind of pretty much as an adult. And I was like, oh, wow. What the hell was I thinking? Inner Space? The phone book. The phone book. I remember 1 Hour Photo. Three Amigos. All right. Yep. Oh, with Steve Martin. Yeah, that's right. Steve Martin was in that, wasn't he? I don't know what my favorite Steve Martin might have been. Although we just watched My Blue Heaven recently. That was talked about on the Daily Review, and it's on HBO Max. And then I know there's something else I'm not thinking of with Steve Martin. Planes, Trains, and Automobiles. I think that's easily my favorite Steve Martin. Maybe not, possibly not Steve Martin at his best, or maybe it is Steve Martin at his best. I don't know. I just know that's my favorite. That is definitely my favorite. Watched that again over the holidays recently. Again, another old movie that I've seen over and over again. I don't know, man. I don't know about him in the movie. Yeah, My Blue Heaven is great, and it had been a while since I saw it, and there's still a lot of parts that made me laugh. And there were some parts that I remember, like right before he said the line, I remembered it. I was like, oh shit. Bowfinger, yeah, I barely remember Bowfinger. That seems like it would be good, right? With those two in it, but I don't know. Then it doesn't. I don't know. I guess they're still comedians. I don't know. People like Seth Rogen, I guess, and I've liked some of his movies. So I guess there are those guys like a Steve Martin or Eddie Murphy, or just like the comedians in the '80s and '90s who you just kind of always knew their movies were going to be pretty funny. Guess those dudes are still out there, right? Seth Rogen. Seth Rogen's kind of one of those dudes right now. But then for all that, I guess some of the very, very best comedies have been made this century. When was the Big Lebowski? Was that late '90s, or did it sneak into the 2000s? I think I got it sitting right up there. I can take a look. Hold on. If somebody doesn't beat me to it, got the DVD. But anyhow, that and Tropic Thunder, boy, '98. All right, Woody B, nice. Now you just guessing Woody B, or is that accurate? Oh, I'm not even gonna be able to see. It's not like I'm gonna be able to tell. But yeah, there he is. But yeah, it does seem '90s now that I think about it. Seems like '98. But the fine print on that, I mean, come on. You think I'm gonna read that? Can anybody tell me? You guys have better luck reading it. Maybe I would have better luck reading it through the monitor. Oh, that glare. What about the glare, man? The glare, dude. Better on the inside. Are we a little better on the inside? What about on the DVD itself? 1998, I believe it says on the DVD itself. Oh, yeah. Okay, cool. Nice. So, late 90s. Sneaking in there. So maybe Tropic Thunder. The best comedy this century, unless I'm forgetting something. I don't know. Pretty tough to beat that one. That was probably pretty good. I've seen that a bunch of times. Speaking of a more modern movie that I've seen, okay, I guess there are some more. I watched Ex Machina again recently. Ex Machina, whatever the hell you say that. I watched that for about the 5th time again recently. Step Brothers is a very good one. Then maybe one of the funniest scenes I'd ever seen in a movie was it was just some goofy movie on Netflix that nobody ever really talked about. I'll never remember the title. Oh man, Danny McBride's, or was it? Is it Danny McBride? I think it's Danny McBride. I think. Kenny Powers, dude. I think it's him. It's like The Lost Adventures of a Deer Hunter or something like that. Anyhow, it's about this dude. He's like has a hunting show and he wants to like take his son out on a hunt and get like the ultimate episode of his hunting show or something. And like Danny McBride's his cameraman and just loves the guy. And he's always following him around with the camera. And it's not that good overall, but there is one scene in the middle that I won't spoil just in case anybody ever else goes and watches this movie. If you like him, I don't know. I forget who that's like Josh Brolin or somebody else. Somebody good's in it too. But there's a scene in the middle of the movie. Oh my God, man. I was like in tears laughing. I had to pause it and stop. I couldn't take it. My mom was in the other room. She was wondering what was going on. I was like, you don't even want to know. The Dewey Cox story? Planes, Trains, and All. Yeah, man. Planes, Trains, and Automobiles is one of them. It's definitely my favorite Steve Martin. Would probably make it into my 5 or 10 favorite comedies ever. No doubt. The Airplane would be up there. Tropic Thunder, The Big Lebowski. I like Men Who Stare at Goats. I know people don't love that movie. In fact, I don't know. Do anybody seen that and like it? I haven't met many people that do. I dig it. I like Lars. I don't know if Lars and the Real Girl is like total comedy or not. It is funny. I mean, it's comedy. There's a bunch of funny parts, so I guess it's a comedy. It's got some serious story. I don't know. I guess it's a comedy. I don't know. Anyhow, it's a good one. That's a more modern one. Shit, I don't know if it counts, but like the Jackass movie, I guess to go with the original Jackass. I mean, I definitely laughed a lot. I remember leaving one of them, Jackass 3D or something. My face hurt just from laughing so hard for so long. Naked Gun, really funny. Yes, yep. I don't know, man. Spaceballs, very good. Yeah. I don't know what's the most. I don't know what's like the most repeated quote I have from a movie. A lot of them, different times. I don't know. That's ridiculous. You guys got any like funny movie quote that's just like, yeah, I use that all the time. I say it all the time. I mean, I don't know what I use a lot. Lately, I've been using some SNL ones. You guys don't even want to know. So there's The line delivered by Bill Hader. I've been saying that one a lot. I'm ashamed to say it here on YouTube. And then you tried to make a Jackass movie in the sixth grade. I'm glad there wasn't like YouTube and digital cameras and all that when I was in sixth grade. Yeah, I might have been in trouble. Like, I wasn't a crazy kid that did crazy things. I did some, but I wasn't like the kid that did the crazy stuff. I wasn't like the jackass in my group or grade or whatever. But I would have been drawn to the camera and been up to something. I don't know what I'd have been up to. Probably wouldn't have been injuring myself or probably anybody else. Most likely not injuring anybody else. And then I'd be on. Then I'd have been on this old '90s version of YouTube making apology videos every other week. I am so sorry. Coming to America was amazing. You're right. Ah, man, I guess I forgot about that because of the most recent Coming to America. I'm going to be on my toes. That Leslie Nielsen. You can tell me I'm a doctor. All right, I'm about all out of ammo, guys, and we've gone 20 minutes. Well, I appreciate everybody that stopped by. A lot of the normal crew. Doesn't look like old Sputteroo showed up, man. Yes, Woody B, it was good. Tim, of course. Who else was that? Was that Rick or was that Rick Moranis? Thanks for stopping by. And DH, of course. Becoming the regular. Judo Living Spree. What's up, dude? Oh, that's right. Bouncing Soul stopped in. Matthew Devine. What's up, dude? All right. Back to school. Freebie on YouTube right now. Back to school. All right, guys. So if you don't go watch my Ant-Man review, as soon as you're done with this video, which is coming soon, real soon, go watch Back to School, man. Call it a night. Yeah, nice seeing you too, Rick. Thanks for hanging out. Boom. Oh, I thought you said big fan, Dick. I see. Big fan, Rick. Boom. And eventually, Woody, I'll check out that piece. I'll check out that Janice documentary or something. And we're gonna give you a boom. Boom. Whoa, that looked weird.